Hey guys, it's Puka, the president of the San Joaquin Potters Guild. I'm here with Don Hall Works YouTube, and today we're making chimeneas.
Puka is going to demonstrate how she makes small chimeneas on her potter's wheel. They are used as incense or herb burners.
Alright, so we're going to trim this chimenea by using a handmade cylinder chuck. This is still greenware, so not the best idea to use it as it's still very porous. And when I attach the clay to secure it, it usually pops off. So sometimes I give it a little dip of water so that it can have a little bit of hydration for the meantime. Secure it in place with my Giffen grip. I'll let it dry off just a little, and then stick this guy right in the middle. And we have to make sure that this is perfectly level on this side, well, on all sides. Check this guy side first. Pretty good there. All right, it's perfectly, not on this side. As best you can. Another way to do this is, without using the level, slowly spinning it, and if it hits your finger in one area, push that area down. So for right now it's hitting me right here, I can slowly shift that downwards. Still hitting me right there. Slowly shift that down. Okay. Now we can add these little pieces of clay. I'm holding it down with my left hand and very gently pushing this clay in. This clay is pretty wet, and it's wet on purpose because the chuck will take the moisture out. So we want it to be as wet as possible all the way around. Alright, make sure it's secure, and now we can start trimming. Making the indentation for the foot. And sharpen up that angle with a more 90-degree tool. We're just looking for that nice, perfect belly shape. So I still have a little bit to trim, not too much. And it's very important to gently hold the piece with your left hand. The taller your trimming, your piece is, the harder it is to trim. So you really have to learn where to put pressure to support it. Definitely can go deeper. Okay. I like the shape, so I'm going to stop there. And I'm going to burnish it because we're going to be making little brick texture. So this is a little rib tool, a plastic rib tool with like medium bend to it. I like to use this to burnish my pieces. Right now it looks a little bit groggy. You can see some sand. And I'm just going to gently put a bit of pressure. And you can see just the little bit that I did is way brighter than the rest of the clay. So now that the piece is all trimmed, since it's already in the chuck, I want to do the little brick texture on this area, and then we'll flip it over and do the neck side. That's number one. Just as easy as that. Take this off. All right. And we're going to attach smaller claws to this one. Definitely recommend the mini Griffin grip or Giffen grip. It really comes in handy. All right, now it's secure. We always want to maintain the same thickness, which is basically an inch. So I kind of just measure it. It's going to be around here, I believe. All right. Alright, and since we have it flipped over, we shouldn't forget to burnish this part just as we did the bottom. Measure out these vertical lines. I sort of just make my first line straight down and then do the opposite. I do the same thing on the opposite side, so I turn it all the way around, peek from up above. It's going to be right around here. Same thing right here. And then in between every single one. Alright, and we'll be cleaning that up later, the little sharp corners. And now we do the same thing on this next level in between the lines at the bottom. Alright, so now it's time for us to carve the little door to the chimney. So first I like to plan it, and since we have these little markers that are roughly calculated evenly, we can use those to make a perfect door. So I just kind of go in there, do a little rough sketch of where I want to carve it, because we can always clean it up even after we go in. Alright, so I'm going to go right in at the top and kind of anchor my wrist on the bottom and do kind of a swooping motion down the line as best I can, straight down. Take it out and do the same thing, but from this side. Go up. And meet right here. Then we gotta cut this. So I turn this upside down. Cut right against that line. Stab it and take it out. And now I can clean up this area here. So it looks like this needs more of a curve. So I'm gonna go in a little deeper on this side. And I can also thin out the walls right inside. Like so. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to be using the white underglaze. I usually do this after it is bisque fired, but you can also do it at the greenware stage. I'm going to use my dropper bottle. And this will help pipe it in to these little grooves. Alright, so go right in. And because this is still a little bit wet, it's going to take a while to soak in. Now we're going to add a sculpture. So sculptures are optional, of course. I like to do plant or fungi theme. So I'm going to add 3 little oyster mushrooms and some moss. So I'm going to divide 3 little sections. I always begin with a little ball and I pinch the corner like this and then flatten the top and use my finger on the back to mimic the wall. And these are very easy to make. Just pinch the bottom and pinch the wall. And really all the detail comes from adding the little gills. So I can always just see what it looks like. I'm going to add 3. This will probably be the top one. I like to wet where it's going to be and scratch. Scratch this part as well. Add a little bit of slip. And stick it right on. All right. Plan for the next one. But yep, that's basically it. And this will be going, oh yeah, we can also add an engobe if you'd like to the top. And the bottom part to give it a little bit of color. But yeah.
Puka will bisque fire to cone 04. Then apply clear glaze and fire again to cone 6. Thank you, Puka, for sharing your processes. Please like and subscribe at Don Hall Works.